When we were in Beaumont-Hamel, like all the trenches are dug up, they're all filling out grass sort of thing, so we could walk.
Be there, like, and actually walking, where everything happened, like,
They didn't have to die like that. They didn't have to go over the top, like. They say like a whole generation of young men was wiped out over there at that time, right?
So back by popular demand, I have my mom and dad. I wanted to invite them here today in the lead up to July 1st to talk about what July 1st means to, like, kind of, I guess, to Canadians in general, but specifically to Newfoundlanders, because it means something a little different to Newfoundlanders than it does to all Canadians in general. So without further ado, I wanted to introduce you one more time to the great Mary and Randy Royal. You want to say hi to the people?
Hi, people. Hi, I'm Mary. I'm Mark's mom.
I'm Randy, Mark's dad.
Okay.
Pleased to talk to you again.
Perfect. So welcome back, and I got you to tell me a little bit about something that's coming up fairly soon, a date that's coming up, and there's a few things that are associated with the date. So that's July 1st. It means a lot to Canadians in general, and it means a lot to Newfoundlanders specifically. It kind of means a few different things in Newfoundland. So let's start light. Tell me a little bit about Canada Day, July 1st.
July the 1st is, like it says, Canada's birthday. Usually around Pearl that they have a family day in the afternoon at the park, at St. David's Park. The kids come down and have balloons, and they have probably face painting and things like that for the kids, basically. Basically a celebration of Canada's birthday.
It's Canada Day, and then we try to get together sometimes with the family anyway, and everybody tries to wear a red t-shirt or a red shirt or a red sweater or something, and celebrate Canada that way.
We haven't the last few years gone to the fireworks in St. John's, but they do have fireworks on July the 1st, down usually at the KDVD Lake. Like I said, we haven't been there for a number of years now, but we did go years ago when the kids were small and that kind of thing. But they do still have them now. We haven't gone there for years. So.
Not the greatest fireworks ever.
Well, not the greatest. No, I mean they're maybe 10 to 15 minutes of fireworks, and there's nothing to.
And then a half hour to get out of the parking lot,
sure.
right?
Yeah. So.
On July 1st, what else?
Well, in the first part of the day in the morning, we honor the soldiers that got killed in Beaumont-Hamel especially, but because that's when they all, July the 1st is 1916 was a special day in Newfoundland's history. A lot of our younger soldiers got killed in Beaumont-Hamel, so we do honor them, in the morning. We do honor the memory of Beaumont-Hamel. On July the 1st, 1916, at Beaumont-Hamel, that was 801 Newfoundlanders went to battle against the Germans.
801 came up out of the trenches and
and
out the no man's
I think there's like 46 answered the call the next morning, but they got decimated with the Germans, and basically the Germans were there ready as soon as they popped their heads up out of the trenches.
It was almost like an ambush, right?
Almost like an ambush, and it was I don't know who decided.
The general, they said that
that's Haig. I think it was Haig, was it? Because the guy that opened up the warm oil on Duckworth, I think it was I think it was the guy that ordered
They brought him over then to open up the war memorial after what he sent all these men. Yeah. They didn't have to die like that. They didn't have to go over the top like. A lot of them are like.
They lied about their age to get in.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Looked like they weren't even old enough to be there, and they said they were, whatever, they'd been age 18, they might have been 16,
17, 18,
and they said they were 18 so that they couldn't enlist and stuff.
And the reason they went over, I mean, they're just for the adventure of it, right? I mean, they said, they'll only be over for a couple months, come back home again, right?
They had no idea it was going to be a 4 or 5 year war, right?
I mean, they're all, like I say, a lot of them were underage or late teens and early 20s.
They say like a whole generation of young men was wiped out over there at that time, right? So sad.
Like I said, Newfoundland lost a lot of the younger soldiers, and back in the First World War, that pretty decimated the Royal Newfoundland Regiment at the time. So, well, in the July the 1st in the morning, before they have any kind of celebrations in the afternoon, we honor a number of Newfoundlanders that got killed in the First World War at Beaumont-Hamel, and we go down to the War Memorial to honor them. It's a big event in the morning before they have the celebration in the afternoon. So This happens down at the War Memorial.
Down on Duckworth Street, so they have a ceremony down there, and they usually have soldiers and sailors and whatever, the armed forces march down around the memorial, and they'll have a service there.
What's going on down there right now? They're down to war.
Well, right now they're kind of preparing to get a tomb ready for the unknown soldier. So
They're doing some extensive renovations at the War Memorial.
yeah, they already brought an unknown soldier back from France, and they're going to have the interment officially on July the 1st. So it's a big event.
They have a parade usually starts at what they call the Sergeant's Memorial, and that's up just down from the Basilica. And then the military, all different branches and cadets, they march down to the War Memorial.
Yeah.
And they all stand around at attention, and then people come by, like dignitaries will come by and lay wreaths and stuff, and they'll say some prayers, and they probably sing their sing or say
all the Legion singing engineers.
And so it's not long, maybe an hour or so, but they do it every year. And then I think the turnout's getting bigger every year.
Well, they said this year, they said we're going to get down, to get down early because it's not going to be a whole lot of space because they're going to have extra dignitaries and extra. Well, they said, I mean, if you get down early enough, you might get a spot, but if you come down too late, you get a chance to see it. But they said when they're doing the interment, it's going to be like then 3 or 4 hours later you go down and see it. Like, you're not going to be able to see it right away because there's going to be so many people around. I guess they want to get it all covered in.
When people go, and then you come back.
But they said you go down later on in the afternoon or something and see the actual tomb, right?
So like July 1st is a big day, and this is going to be even a bigger day now to bring the soldier home, right?
People always knew about Beaumont-Hamel, but they didn't. When I was growing up, we never associated it with July 1st. Just it never. I didn't realize that it happened on July 1st until I was much older.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that that's something that people are more aware of now? That the tie between the two events, like the happy stuff and the sad stuff, is all tied together on July 1st?
I think so. I think over the years, I mean, it seems the last few years now, especially now this year with the unknown soldier coming home, it's becoming a big event again, right? And I think we go down to the memorial ourselves, and I mean the place is blocked down with people, so I think they realise now the importance of what happened, right?
I think what happened in 2016 was the 100th anniversary of Beaumont-Hamel, and I think they did a lot of promotion about being the 100th anniversary, and I think that brought it back to people's minds a bit too, right? It became more out in the open and out more public, and it was because a lot of the older people have passed away, and then the younger people didn't even know what was happening, I suppose. And then, like I say, when 2016, when they had the 100th anniversary, I see that made a difference, because I think even that first year it brought more people out, and yeah. So we were lucky enough to go over there in 2016 for the 100th anniversary, and like they got the beautiful cemetery over there with the white headstones, and it's laid out, laid out so nice, and it's looked after so well. But they do have soldiers there, and their names are on the headstones. But a lot of the soldiers they couldn't identify.
So they have the headstone with no name or anything.
That's right.
They said unknown soldiers.
But
I mean, the guys that they could identify, they do have their names on the headstones, and like say, to a
some
sergeant,
of them they
a
could
lieutenant,
identify, but a lot they couldn't.
Yeah,
that's right.
But a lot of them weren't identified, so they just called them the unknown soldiers. So one of those unknown soldiers, they know they're Newfoundlanders because they were killed in the regiment, from the regiment. They were members of the regiment, so they know they were Newfoundlanders. So one was actually exhumed, I guess, and they came here, and it's actually here now. They had a bit of a ceremony when the
like a repatriation, I guess you call it.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
My father actually had somebody, a family member who was killed in Beaumont-Hamel, and we saw his name on the big plaque over there where he had all the names of his soldiers, and he never returned. But I mean, his name is on the plaque, and his name is in the record books and stuff there. But like I said to him, I mean, we don't know. It could be him coming home. It's kind of emotional when you think about it, because it could be anybody, but it could be him. Mm-hmm. Coming home finally. So.
Would you want to tell me anything else about the trip?
They basically did the Trail of the Caribou, right? So
that's what the tour was called, the Trail of the Caribou.
There's six places that the Caribou, or the monuments to the Caribou monuments,
including the Bowie Park, or just over here?
No, just over there.
Yeah. So we went down the big bus. So we had a tour guide, and we had the bus driver, and so we went over and we saw each of the Caribou monuments, and It's exactly the same as the one in Boring Park. I mean, they were all the same. Who was the guy that
Nagel.
yeah,
Nagel.
Nagel.
Um,
Anyway, this guy named Nagel, he's the one that...
Thomas Nagel. Nagel.
He was the one who wanted to do the commemoration of the battle areas and stuff, and this is what the Caribou do, like they're in, you know, different places where battles took place. But anyway, they took us to each one and let us see it, and they explained it, and then the Caribous are exactly the same as the Caribou in the park. They've got different bases and different layouts and stuff, but the Caribou is the same, right?
Yeah.
So we went and we visited all those sites, and then we went to, was it Yip, and we went to Belgium. What was Belgium?
I can't remember. Manchi,
Yeah.
something or other.
One of the ladies that was with us, her father actually was a soldier in this Manchi. It was this Manchi something, this little French name.
It's really, I don't know, it's really hard, right? So.
Yeah, an emotional thing. And we saw the Canadian monument.
Yeah, the Vimy Ridge.
Vimy Ridge, and we saw well, we didn't get to the English one, but we could see it off in the distance, but we actually got to travel around and visit that.
And I mean, it's fantastic, you know, not fantastic, but far
to see the stuff.
To be there, like, and actually walking, you know, where everything happened, like, you know,
and when we were in Beaumont-Hamel, like, all the trenches are dug up.
That's what I was just going to ask you
yeah,
about.
we walked the trenches.
They're all filling out grass, sort of thing, so we could walk
But
through.
it still dips and
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, it's still there.
Because they were dug out, and
there's the tree they had there too.
Danger tree.
Danger tree, yeah, we saw it, you know.
And you know, it's this old tree just stood there in the middle of nowhere.
Just one tree in the middle.
Yeah, and the ground itself was all blown up during the time it happened, right? But the tree was still there, right? So however that survived, I don't know. But I mean,
next to the trenches, they were all there to see, you know, they were just, and they were all covered in with grass and stuff now. But you can still see the areas where they were dug out, and a couple they had planks there so you could walk through them and stuff like that. And then they had the cemetery there, and like I say, you could go in the cemetery and look at the crosses and see who was buried there. And you could see the wall to see all the people that were missing or died that day. And then they said they had a welcome center, like when they had books there, and all the names are written in the books and that. It was really emotional talk, you should say. You sit there and they see names of people in your family that are actually there, like, you know. My father had a family member, I'm not sure if it was his brother or an uncle, but he was killed at Beaumont-Hamel. He never came home. He was one of the tragedies, but he was not one of the people they could identify. So he didn't have a headstone with his name on it. So he was one of the unknown soldiers, basically, right? And now with this new thing they're trying to do at the War Memorial, they're bringing in, and they're going to put a monument there to the unknown soldier. So they're doing extensive renovations to that, and they say it will be ready by the 1st of July.
So it's June 19th today, trying to get this video prepared in advance for July 1st. So we got a couple of weeks, and the work is still being done down at the War Memorial right now. It's not quite ready. But what do you think? Are they going to actually get it done?
They're guaranteed. I think they're determined that it will happen.
One way or the other.
Yeah. I mean, the body is here.
Yeah, I think it's all ready to go now. Like I said, probably putting the finishing touches on now, right? But I think it will be ready for sure.
I think it's ready. The body is already in Newfoundland. It's brought in with a bit of ceremony a couple of weeks ago. But I'm just thinking, like, this is an unknown soldier. Nobody knows who it is. So it could be. Like, so anybody who's got someone over there that, you know, never came back. I mean, all these people, it could be my relative. It could be your relative. So don't know. So it's that's kind of sadness and
it's a different type of emotion.
Yeah,
right?
He could be coming home, so it's going to like make it happy too, like, you know. But again, like I said, we saw his name on the plaque, we saw his name in the book, so you know he's definitely known that he was one of the soldiers. But
we went visit a number of cemeteries, but like Mom said, there's a lot of crosses, right? Wooden crosses, but also there's also a lot of marble headstones. A lot of them had their names on them, but a lot of them only had the symbol for the Caribou for the Royal Newfoundland Regiment, so there's no name with it, but they knew it was a Newfoundlander. So they had the symbol for the Royal Newfoundland Regiment on the headstone, right?
And I guess that's where the trail of the Caribou came from, the Caribou, because that was their symbol, right?
Yeah. Another thing too, I decided to, we went to Flanders Field, right, and walked through Flanders Field.
You went to Flanders Field?
Oh yeah, and all the poppy music. It's fantastic,
around,
right?
And then they had all kinds of plaques around, reading storyboards, I guess you call them, right?
Yeah.
And then they had the poem there, of course, and they say, and we went over there, and our great niece came over on a school trip. She was there at the same time, and we actually met her in Flanders Field. That was Haley, right? Haley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was there with
So
school
I
group
said
from
to one of
Labrador,
the-
right?
I said to one of the teachers was there, and I said, "What school is this?" And he said, "Whatever, I can't remember." And I said, "You know Haley?" And he said, "Yeah, she's here."
She's over there.
And again, she came over, right? Yeah, it was,
They say
and
out
then
there,
we were over in Flanders Field and bumped into her, right? So that was kind of funny. But,
Coincidental, I thought you called it.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
no,
I mean,
yeah,
like you say,
it's
you'd never-
once in a lifetime trip.
if you haven't been there, I mean, like
you
you never realise you get there just to how emotional you feel about it all and that, right?
Yeah. And we were lucky there, like at the 100th anniversary of it, right? And it's something that not a lot of people got the chance to do. But we're lucky that we got the chance, right?